If greater valency is there will be a more capacity to form a precipitation. So that was given by Hardy-Squiz rule. Minimum concentration of AlCl3, it's enough to coagulate the negatively charged Ar2S3 salt. So you are taking the freshly prepared solution and you are going to convert it into colloidal solution by adding a suitable electrolyte. That process we call it as a peptization. Hello my dear students, a warm welcome you all. Myself is Purnima, lecturer in Department of Chemistry at Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, in this session, we are going to discuss with the Unit 5 Surface Chemistry. So before going to discuss with this unit, let's see the weightage of this unit. From this unit, we can expect two 1-mark question and the question numbers are the question number 6 and 7. Meanwhile, we can also expect the question in a part D, that is in the 4th main, the question number 41. So totally we can expect 7 marks from this unit. Okay, we'll see what all the questions will be arises from this unit. From this unit, as we have just looked at with the exam corner, we can expect the 2 1-mark question and also we can expect the 1 5-mark question. So that is why I have split it into 3 plus 2. Okay, so we can expect 1 3-mark question and 1 2-mark question and it will be constitutes for the 5-mark. Okay, let's see how the question will be asked from this unit 5 surface chemistry. If you see the 1-mark question, okay, what happens to the entropy of a gas after the adsorption? So what will happen to the entropy after the adsorption? It will become decreases. It will not get increases. Instead of that, it will get decreases. So decrease is the answer. Then what is the value of delta G during the adsorption? Delta G values will be either positive or negative, or you can in turn write it as a decreases. Okay. Next, the solid is a good adsorbent when it is finally divided state. Give reason. Because its surface area is increases. Even though you are using a solid as an adsorbent, when it is in a finally divided state, it provides us a larger surface area for the adsorption. That is why it is acting like a good adsorbent at a finally divided state. Okay. Name the dispersed phase present in the gel. So, in the dispersed phase of the gel is nothing but a liquid. Okay. Like that, the dispersion medium can also be asked with a other system, other colloidal system. Next question will be goes like this. State Hardy-Squiz rule. According to the Hardy-Squiz rule, if greater the value of fluctuating powers which is there for the ion, greater will be the coagulations. So what does it mean? Greater the valency of coagulating ion, greater will be its power to cause a precipitation. Suppose you can take the aluminium 3 plus or sodium plus or magnesium 2 plus. If you compare all this ion, Al3 plus have a greater valency to coagulate the ion as it is compared with the sodium as well as with the magnesium. Okay. So if greater valency is there will be a more capacity to form a precipitation. So that was given by Hardy-Squiz rule. Okay. Next, what is a coagulation value? The minimum concentration of an electrolyte in millimole per liter required to cause a precipitation of a salt in a 2 hours, which is said to be coagulation value. You can see that there is a one more question based upon the Hardy-Squiz rule. In the coagulation of a negative salt, arrange the following ion in an ascending order of their fluctuating powers. So here they have given the few elements with their valency. Okay, you can see that barium 2 plus, sodium plus and Al3 plus. We need to arrange this element based upon the Hardy-Squiz rule, and it should be arranged in ascending order. Okay, so first ion is nothing but a sodium, later barium, later comes to the aluminium, because aluminium has a greater tendency to form a precipitate because it consists of +3 ions. Okay. Next, what is zeta potential? The potential differences between the fixed layer and the diffused layer of opposite charge on the surface of the colloidal particle, it is said to be zeta potential. It is just the differences between the fixed layer with the diffused layer with the opposite charges. Okay. Next, coming into the Tyndall effect, as we already know that it is nothing but a scattering of light by a colloidal system by the colloidal particle. It is said to be Tyndall effect. Next, between AlCl3 and KCl, which one is required in minimum concentrate to coagulate the negatively charged Ar2S3 salt? So, if you compare the AlCl3 and KCl, which one will be required in a minimum concentration to coagulate the negatively charged Ar2S3? So, in this, we can get the minimum concentration of AlCl3. It's enough to coagulate the negatively charged Ar2S3 salt. Okay. Next, we will see with the 2-mark question now. Okay. What is the change in enthalpy and entropy during the adsorption of a gas on the solid? So, what is the change of enthalpy and entropy? So, during the adsorption, again the enthalpy will be decreases, which is indicated as negative value. Similarly, the entropy, which is also get decreases, and it is also indicated by the negative value, and it is represented as delta H is equal to negative and delta S as a negative. Next, give two differences between the physics option and chemistry option. So, either this question can also be asked as write the differences between physical adsorption and with the chemical adsorption. Any two proper differences if you write, you will get a easy 2 marks. We will see how to write the two proper differences now. So, we all know that the physical adsorption or physics option will be caused by intermolecular van der Waals force of attraction, whereas chemistry options will be caused by chemical bond formation. Coming into the next differences, they have a low heat of adsorption and it will be having the range between 20 to 40 kilojoules per mole, and it has a high heat of adsorption because here adsorptions are formed by what? Chemical bonding. Okay. So, that is why it has a high heat of adsorption and it will be fall in the range of 82 to 40 kilojoules per mole. And also this physical adsorption is a reversible process. We can reverse the process and come back to the original stage. Whereas the chemical adsorption, we all know that the chemical change cannot be reversed back. Hence, it is a irreversible processes. Okay. Like this, any two differences if you write, you can easily get a 2 marks. Here I have listed out the many differences. Either any two is enough to write for your exam. Next question, mention any two differences between lyophilic and lyophobic colloids. Remember, this question can also be asked for 2 mark as well as for the 3 mark. Sometimes they'll ask for 2 mark and most of the time also it has been asked for 3 mark. Okay, you should know with the 3 proper differences. So, if they ask you to write for 2 mark, you can write only the 2 differences. If they ask you to write for 3 mark, correctly you need to write the 3 differences. Coming into the differences point of view, we know that lyophilic means these are the solvent loving species, whereas lyophobic, these are the solvent hating species. These are easily formed by direct mixing and these are prepared by specific mixing method, and again these lyophilic colloids are reversible in nature, whereas lyophobic, which are irreversible in nature. The particles of the colloids are the true molecules and they are big in size, whereas the particles are aggregated in a form of molecules, and it is highly stable and it is unstable. Like this, any proper three differences if you understood to write, it's easy to answer for the 2 mark if it is asked, or it is easy to write for 3 mark if it is asked. Next question. What is peptidization? Give an example. Again, for writing the correct statement, you will get a 1 mark, and writing the example, you will get a 1 mark. Okay. The process of converting freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal solution by adding a suitable electrolyte having the common ions, that is said to be peptidization. So, you are taking the freshly prepared solution and you are going to convert it into colloidal solution by adding a suitable electrolyte. That process we call it as a peptidization. Example is the ferric hydroxide is a precipitate which has been treated with ferric chloride to give a ferric hydroxide salt. Okay. So, here which electrolyte we are getting? We are adding what? Ferric chloride, which is a electrolyte. So, which has been added to the freshly prepared ferric hydroxide solution to form a ferric hydroxide salt, which is a colloidal solution. Next question. What is Brownian movement and what is a cause for it? So, we all know that Brownian movement, which is nothing but a zigzag movement of colloidal particle in a colloidal system, that is known as what? Brownian movement. So, it is a zigzag movement of the colloidal particle in the dispersion medium. It is said to be Brownian movement, and it is caused due to the bombardment of dispersion particle by the molecules of dispersion medium. So, due to the bombardment, the particles of dispersion medium, this causes the Brownian movement. So, for writing the correct statement, again you will get a 1 mark, and writing the reason for the bombardment, writing the reason for the Brownian movement, you will get a 1 more mark. So, totally you will get a 2 mark. Remember, it is a zigzag movement of the colloidal particles. So, don't write it as a colloidal system. It is a movement of the colloidal particle in a dispersion medium. Why it is caused? Due to the bombardment of the colloidal particle with the dispersion medium. Next question is for 3 marks. We will see how the questions will be asked. Explain Briggs arc method for the preparations of colloids. Okay. So, this is a Briggs arc method. By using this method, how do they prepare the colloidal solution? We will see now. Okay. The metals such as gold, silver and platinum will be usually prepared by this method, and the water which are containing the small amount of alkali which are placed in a container kept in a cooled ice bath, and electrical arc will be struck between this electrode. If you see this picture, this is an ice bath. Okay, this is an ice bath. Here, the small amount of alkali, which has been considered, and it is known as dispersion medium, and you can see that there is a 2 electrode which are struck in this alkali solution, and entire that alkali solutions will be kept in the ice bath. Okay, a small amount of the metal will be get vaporized due to the high temperature of the arc. When you apply the electrical field, the metal which has been present with the alkali will be get vaporized. When it is get vaporized, it will get absorbed. Why it is get vaporized? Due to the high heat of electricity which has been generated. So the vapors of the metal will be condensed back later to form a colloidal particle, and alkali will be stabilizes the metal salt. Like this, the metal will be easily get vaporized by using the electrical arc method. Hence this process known as electrical arc method, and most of the metals such as gold, silver and platinum will be prepared by this method. Okay. Next question, explain electrodialysis. We all know that what is meant by dialysis. In order to improve this dialysis process, we apply some electrical field. Okay. Such process which is known as electrodialysis. Okay. Under the influence of electrical field, the particles of the true solution are moved towards the oppositively charged electrode through the semi-permeable membrane, and the process will be of dialysis will be become faster. So this is a dialysing membrane. You can see that this is a colloidal solution. So as we apply the electrical field, the oppositive charges which has been present in this colloidal system will be moved towards the respective electrode. As a result of this, the movement of this colloidal particles will become what? Faster. In order to fasten this dialysis process, we apply this electrical field. Hence this process it is named as electrodialysis. We have one more questions in the 3 mark. Write the mechanism of enzyme catalyzed reaction. So here you need to write the 2-step mechanism to get a 3 marks. So we all know that how the enzymes and the substrate complex will be formed. So the first step is the binding of enzyme to substrate to form a activated complex. So this is our enzyme combines with the substrate to form an enzyme substrate complex, that is activated one. Later is activated enzyme substrate complexes which undergo decomposition to give a activated complex and to form a product. So you can see that this activated enzyme substrate complex which undergo decomposition to give a product along with the enzyme. So this is a enzyme catalyzed reaction. Okay, this can also be asked for 3 marks. So hope you have understood with this session. Remember, from this unit we get only 7 marks. There is only a 1 5-mark question. Please concentrate with the differences between lyophilic and lyophilic colloids, and also go with the differences between physical adsorption and with the chemical adsorption. In 2 marks, either they can ask Brownian movement, peptidization, or with the any other question as we have discussed in this session. So hope you have understood with this session. I'll come back with the next unit. Till that, take care, be safe. Thank you.